What's going on, everyone? My name's Batters, and today we had not two. I was gonna say two. We had some new Pokemon revealed on a trailer on YouTube. Now, I did a live reaction to this trailer, but Nintendo was like, no, son, no, and they took it down. So, we're gonna do a kind of discussion video about these new Pokemon and their abilities, which I think is the most important part of this, is their new abilities, because there's some pretty crazy ones in here that we're gonna take a look at. But if you want to let me know what you think of the new Pokemon, their designs, and their abilities, and how you think it'll do in maybe competitive battling, let me know in the comment section below. So, with the trailer, it started off showing off some of the old Pokemon, like Rockruff, and the Koala, which I thought was cool, going back a little bit, show the old Pokemon, and then we dived into the first new one, which was, if I get the name up here, it was called Wimpod. Now, Wimpod is a bug water type with the ability Wimpout. So what Wimpout does is when you drop below half HP, when you drop below 50%, that is, not 50 HP, when you drop below 50%, you switch out or you flee. So if you're battling it in the wild, it'll run away from you, which will make it difficult to catch, I think. I think it'll make it quite difficult to catch, because you'll have to think about, if I drop it below a certain amount of HP, it's gonna run away from me. Will Mean Look cancel out the Wimpout? I don't know. And if it's in a battle, once it gets below half HP, it switches out into another Pokemon. So, that's, basically what we have here is a Pokemon with the little bitch ability. It just runs away, it doesn't want to stay in a fight, it wants to just fucking be a little bitch and run away. Wimpod, honestly, I think it has a decent typing. It's weak to, what is it weak to? It's weak to electric, it's weak to flying. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think what else it's weak to. It's not weak to grass. It's not weak to fire. I think that's it. I think it's, flying and electric is his weaknesses, but that's a pretty good typing. Flying isn't so much of an offensive typing, so you're pretty good there. Electric is a lot more common, but it's fine. What I'm hoping for this thing is that it'll evolve into something spectacular. I'm hoping it evolves into something amazing, because with the ability that it has now, I'm looking at the Magikarp in this generation, I'm looking at the Magikarp and I'm hoping to see the Gyarados be the evolution, is what I'm trying to say here. I want to see a big, nice evolution for this thing. Wimpod has to be something big and intimidating and fantastic and amazing. Please, don't make it dumb. Don't make it dumb. But the next Pokemon that we saw was, I'm gonna probably mispronounce this. It's called Bone Sweet, which is a grass type with Leaf Guard and Oblivious. Now, this is pretty much like a common kind of little grass type. It looked like a pre-evolution to Cherrim, or not a pre-evolution. It looked like a pre-evolution to Cherrim, because it looked like a cherry all by itself, to me. At least, that was my first thought, and I was like, is this a pre-evolution to Cherrim? But, it just looks like a kind of generic grass type. It doesn't look spectacular in its own, but I'm sure that we'll see some evolutions for it that make it a little bit more viable, or make it a little bit more, attractive to Pokemasters like myself, and like you, of course, have to include that, of course. But honestly, it's not very, it wasn't very interesting, to be honest, so we had that little thing. It has Leaf Guard and Oblivious, so not any new abilities, just pretty generic right there. Then we had a new fairy type called, Comfey. I'm getting this information from Cerebi, by the way. I'll leave the link for Cerebi in the description. Comfey, which was a fairy type with Flower Veil and Triage. Triage. Which makes all restorative moves, gain the highest priority in battle. So, you use your Recover, you use your Slack Off, you use your Moonlight, it's gonna have the highest priority in battle. Now, I don't know if that works for your ally as well. Like, if you're having a double battle, you can go for priority Recover on your Quagsire because he's really slow. Something like that. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but the design of this thing made me think of Floette and Florges and stuff, and I was like, is this like a branching evolution for Floette instead of Florges that goes to this thing? I don't think it is. Honestly, I don't think it is, but that's definitely an interesting ability to have there, and it's a kind of a weird design. I like that hair, though. I like the hair it has in the design. It's pretty cool. Next, we have Mudsdale, which was my personal favorite that we saw in the trailer. This is a ground type that looks like a horse. He has big old hooves for kicking people in the face. His abilities are Own Tempo and Stamina. Now, what Stamina does is Stamina raises your defense when you get hit in battle. I'm assuming it's physical and special moves, but if you get hit in battle, it raises your defense. Now, this could be amazing. Honestly, this could be super overpowered too. I'm feeling, like, from the look of this thing, from the look of Mudsdale, it looks like it's gonna be some kind of, like, a bulky ground type, probably pretty slow one. So it definitely plays into its strengths, at least from like first impressions, from what I can see. It could be really fast. It could be super fast. It could be not bulky at all, which is why it has that ability, but I don't see that happening. I see it having a lot of attack, having a lot of defense, probably, maybe some pretty good HP, low speed, low special defense, stuff like that, making a real physical wall. I can't wait to use this thing, honestly. I want to use this thing in an LP. I hope we get this when we do our Sun Nuzlocke, which is what we're doing. I hope we pick up, what was it called? I've lost the name again. Mudsdale. I hope we pick up a Mudsdale. I don't know if it's an evolution from anything. I feel like it's just like a single Pokemon just by itself, like a Heracross would be, or a Pinsir. So this is pretty interesting. I love this thing. I love the look of this thing. It can be really, really good and competitive. You know, you switch into like a physical move you resist. You switch into a Stone Edge. You get that defense boost. You go for fucking agility, and you're set. You're set. Because you already got high attack, and you're set. It's fine. So this thing is amazing. Next we have Mimikyu, which has Disguise. And what Disguise does, we finally figured out what Disguise does. Disguise gives you a free hit in battle. The first hit that you take, you don't take any damage from. And the Disguise breaks and your little head flops over. That's what happened in the trailer. But it gives you a free hit. So you can switch into anything. You can switch into absolutely anything, and you get this thing a Focus Sash. It has 2 free hits. It doesn't die. This thing doesn't die. It doesn't die. I mean, we don't know what the stats of this Pokemon are, but I'm assuming it's gonna be some along the lines of Sableye, where it's like it has low stats, but it has a really kind of gimmicky feature, like Sableye has Prankster, Prankster Will-O-Wisp and all that, Prankster Recover. This thing has a free hit on anything, which I'm really excited to see where it goes. I don't think this thing is gonna evolve. It just doesn't seem to me like the Pokemon that would evolve, but I guess I could be wrong. It's a Ghost Fairy type, so it has a very good typing. I like that typing a lot. And the fact that you can switch into anything, the fact that you can take any kind of hit, it doesn't matter, and not take any damage from it is really, really cool. Next, we have Bewear, which was another Pokemon that we already saw in the past. Its abilities are Fluffy, and what's the other one? I don't know what the other one is, but the Fluffy one is the most important one. What Fluffy does is it halves the damage of physical moves, but it makes you twice as weak to fire. It makes fire do twice as much damage, which is, it's pretty crazy, actually. This Pokemon already looks pretty bulky from the get-go. Like, it looks like I was saying about the horsey thing. It looks like it's gonna be slow, high attack, high bulk, and, I mean, it takes half damage from physical moves, which is pretty crazy, but it does make you weak to a typing that's first off, very common and offensive movesets, I guess. Offensive movesets, you know. Fire typing is very offensive type, and it makes you weak to it, which is pretty interesting. So I don't know how that's gonna work, really, but it does make you a lot bulkier when it comes to, like, every other physical move, which is really cool. But that's not all. We saw a new mode called Hyper Training announced. Hyper Training is apparently a feature that lets you increase your IVs. Now, for people that breed, this is going to be huge. I think it also kind of works the same as Super Training, where you can increase your EVs as well. But this is pretty fucking huge. And it works off bottle caps. So I can see a Fallout crossover coming any day now, honestly. But that was the new information. I will leave the link to Cerebi where you can get all the new information in the comment section. Not in the comment section, in the description below. I will also link the English trailer, so if you want to watch the trailer while we're talking, that's perfect too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.